Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard the short bus to hell. Please remember when boarding to keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. We are not responsible for missing items, brain lesions, cardiac arrest, the abandonment by a loved one, exploding kittens, or world domination by little green men. We will take credit for a good time and the occasional moistness you might feel at varying locations of your person. This ride may not be for everyone, and if that's you, please find the nearest window to throw yourself from the vessel. Buckle up and enjoy.
Welcome to Great Friends, Okay People. We might be good together, and that is great for us, but bad for society as a whole. I am one whole half of your host, and women like to call me Thunder from Down Under. Don't fact check that. Don't ask my wife. She will not back me up on that.
I don't know if I can. Wow.
It would be wonderful if you would back me up and tell the people that I, in fact, called Thunder from Down Under.
No. I'm not.
You can only know from personal experience.
And I'm good on that.
Well, anyway, other people just call me Anthony if they haven't got to experience the thunder. But that's me, and I'm joined by...
I'm Cody. I don't have really anything to say about myself. I don't have a nickname.
Just vanilla embedded generally.
Yeah.
We can't talk about kinks on the first episode. There's no way this goes well.
We may get some good viewers if we were to talk about those. So, but I mean, who knows? We may do a whole segment on that.
I feel like kinks are going to come up at some point. Kinks in politics.
I got a lot to say about both those things. But yeah, my name's Cody, and hopefully people remember that anything that I say on this show is not reflected by anything that I do for work.
Yeah, I guess we should probably put out a disclaimer that all thoughts and opinions are those of ours and not reflective of the companies that we work for, but to also double down on not being thrown under the bus by our companies. We're never going to name them, so...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I've dragged mine, though, in the previous podcast. Speaking of, if you are coming over from Overdue for Extinction, thank you for continuing to support and follow the projects that I do. Ironic that the last podcast was called Overdue for Extinction when it was, in fact, Overdue for Extinction itself. But here we are all the same. So, what are we going to be? It's still a little bit of a mystery, actually. We haven't fully fleshed out all of the ideas. We just kind of said, well, we gave it enough time to pretend like we gave enough effort into it, so we're just going to fucking pull the plug and just do it. So it is going to be a new show from O4E. From those of you who are familiar with it, for those of you who are not, Overdue for Extinction was a podcast about dumb people, the dumb things that they do and say and make, and I think we're going to cover a lot of that here as well, especially in our own experiences. So.
Oh, yeah.
We were just discussing what stories we had about ourselves to kind of give like an introductory period to new listeners who don't know either of us, who have not had the pleasure. So, I guess in order to do that, we're going to just do stories about ourselves.
Yeah. You can lead with that, because I'm still trying to figure out how to tell mine.
So... I've told you a lot of shit about myself. And Kristen, of course, is all too happy to throw me under the bus when it comes to dumb things that I've done or questionably morally.
Oh, like the Mila Kunis penis?
Look, I think I was just drunk for that, right? That was just me on Four Loko. What was that even conversation about?
I don't even know.
Oh, it was something being disappointing, like if you finally got to hook up with Mila Kunis and you found out she had a dick in her pants.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember what was the disappointment level equality.
That is that's what happens when you drink Four Loko.
Yeah, you start talking about trannies.
Oh, God. We're going to get canceled in the first 10 seconds of the episode.
That's fine. Is that what happened to O4E? People stopped listening because I got canceled from the things that I said. I think I might have told a few Nazi jokes on there, too.
Well, we're not doing that today. That's not happening. Shout out to Tom Segura. But we're not doing that today.
We have to get famous first before we can start making Nazi jokes.
Yeah.
You have to evolve beyond the reach of cancel culture.
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to rise above it.
We'll get there. Is there anything that I've told you before about myself that you can think of that would be a good introductory to maybe I'm not the worst person in the world, but maybe morally ambiguous? I know one of Kristen's favorite is leaving the girl on the couch naked. When
100%. That's a great story, but I don't remember all the details to tell it.
So when I was probably 23 or so, there was a girl who'd come from Pennsylvania because, you know, the thunder from down under, everyone hears about it. They got to experience it too. No, long story short with that was that we were, she was a best friend of one of my exes when I was in college. And I had no quarrels eternally about fucking my ex's best friend, so, you know. Anyway, she came from Pennsylvania. It was like a 6-hour drive to visit me for like a weekend or something. And my parents were going to go to church, and we tried to hook up a few times when my parents weren't obviously around. But I was moved back home from college, so I didn't have anywhere to go, no money or anything to get my own place yet. So I was still back at home after college didn't work out the first of 3 times.
Hey, you know, if you don't succeed the first time, try again.
Yeah, keep trying until you run out of money from FAFSA, and then try to figure out how you're going to pay your bills.
Oh, good old FAFSA. Just got my tax documents from them.
But my parents were going to go to church, the whole family was, because I was an adult who had just been out on my own. They decided that I didn't have to go to church, even though they had brought me up, forcing me to go to church all of my childhood and teenage years. And then they were like, well, you're an adult now, we're not going to force you to go. And so me and my lady friend were going to use the opportunity that they were away to knock one out. However, like 10 minutes after they left and we had just gotten started into it all, my parents came home, and I didn't know, like I didn't expect them to come home, and I didn't hear them until they got to the door. So like there was no prep time to run anywhere. So like the couch is in the living room, and it was a trailer, so like to the right of it was like a kitchen, and then a hallway, which was the laundry room, the bathroom, and my parents' room. And then the other direction, which would have been crossing the front door, was another bathroom and the other bedroom. And that other bedroom was mine.
Was the front door see-through?
It has a window, like a diamond-shaped window that you could see into.
Couldn't you have just gone under the door?
Yeah, well, you know, you're naked, you know, people are walking in the house, you don't really think very thoroughly. So my grand plan that sprung to mind was to get up and run, not to my bedroom, which would have been a sensible place if I ducked under. It would have been great, like you just said. But in the heat of the moment, I ran to the other bathroom, which was my parents' bathroom. So obviously it doesn't make a lot of sense that I was using their bathroom. And since I didn't have any clothes on, because we were just in the middle of fucking, I jumped in the shower and turned it on real quick. Like I told the girl, I said, come on, we need to fucking get out of here. And I didn't like instruct her where to go. It's not like we had a contingency plan for this. we didn't map out when we were gonna get it on. We were like, okay, now in the event that someone comes home, this is the route we're going to escape to. It was none of that. It was just, hey, take your clothes off. Let's fucking get going. And so I said, hey, let's go. And I ran to the bathroom. I don't know what my thought was. If she had joined me in the bathroom, obviously showering together was just as bad as getting caught fucking.
I think it's not that bad, though.
My religious parents would disagree with you.
Oh.
But so I ran. She didn't know what to do because she panicked and she didn't have any thought except to cover up. So she grabbed blankets that were out on the couch and covered herself up. It was very evident she was naked. Like she held up to like her neck, and her clothes were on the floor. My clothes were on the floor, and I'm in their bathroom showering, and I'm even like washing my hair, like panicking. I'm like, I think I can sell this. I think I can get away with this. And then I don't remember much about after that because obviously there was a confrontation, so my brain tried to block out the memory of that confrontation.
You don't remember the confrontation?
No, not
How much
really.
screaming was there?
Not really a lot of screaming, just like my mom was like, I'm very disappointed in you. This is not how we raised you. And I'm like, well, obviously it's not how you raised me. I wasn't going to grow up in a religious home and then go live a pious life forever. Like I went to an art school. What did you think was going to fucking happen?
Right.
So I remember my dad came in and like sat on the couch to make the girl feel uncomfortable and embarrassed, and like I don't think it was like his intention was to like mortify her, but it was just like, hey, you guys think you're getting away with something here and you're not. I don't know how she got to her clothes, but when I came out of the bathroom, I didn't have any clothes in there, obviously, because it wasn't my bathroom, so I didn't have my clothes in there. So I think I put on a towel and then just walked back to my bedroom. I'm pretty sure she let my dad handle the talk, and I somehow turned it around on them like they were the ones in the wrong for lecturing me about fucking in their house. And I was like, I'm an adult and I can do what I want, and I'm just gonna go back with her to Pennsylvania. And I did!
How old were you?
I was like 23.
Oh my god.
Maybe not even that old,
and you
actually.
just like went straight to Pennsylvania.
Not even that old, because I went to college when I was 18. And I was there for a year, and then I left, and it was probably like a year after that, so like 20 probably. Yeah, and so I talked to her, and I was like, I can't believe my parents won't let me live like an adult and just choose do my own thing. I'm living in a 2-bedroom trailer with my parents. Like, I didn't have like an adult life or anything by any means. But I was like, could I come to Pennsylvania with you? I said, I don't know what we are. I said, you obviously drove like 6 hours to have a weekend of hookup with me. So I said, maybe there's something here. But I said, I want to start my life somewhere fresh. And I think if I go to Pennsylvania, I can find a way to start a life there. I'll get a job. And I said, I'll get my own place and get out as soon as I can. And for 2 weeks, I tried. And I could not find anything. I was living with her and her dad in a 2-bedroom apartment.
No.
Yeah. And the entire time, I think she was talking to someone else. Like, she was kind of like just having flings. She wasn't really tied down to anyone. And so I'm there 6 hours away from home, not having any luck trying to launch, getting a job on my own or anything. And she's like leaving occasionally to go hang out with this other dude that she knows.
So you're stuck with the dad?
Yeah, so I'm just at the dad's house, at the dad's apartment. He's not thrilled about it by any means, but he was like, well, I think we told him that my parents kicked me out, and that was why I had to come back.
So did you like have to sleep on the couch, or did he let you sleep with her?
I feel like I slept with her, but I think a lot of the time, because she had a job, I'm pretty sure. So I think she worked, and then she would also go see this other dude. So I was just kind of locked away in her bedroom the entire time. It was a real weird, awkward situation.
Yeah, I don't know how you got yourself into that situation.
My penis.
Obviously. I get that you got yourself into that situation like that. I do know how you got there, but like I don't know how you kept it going for even 2 weeks.
I don't know.
I would have given up after like a day.
Yeah, it came down to eventually she was like, my dad doesn't really want you to be here anymore. And I'm like, nah, that's reasonable. Like,
did you have your own car at least?
No, I didn't have anything.
How'd you get back?
I went with her, and then she drove me back. I was the refuse that she brought to her dad's place, and he made her take me back.
Wow.
And then I had to, kind of suck up to my family and be like, hey guys, sorry.
How hard was it to get back into their good graces?
They let me. I mean, they're never going to turn me away if I need a place, but we just, we're Christians, so we just pretend like it never happened.
Irish Catholic?
No, just regular, non-denominational Christian. Kind of Pentecostal.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But just, we don't like to talk about things. We'd rather ignore it.
So I don't have a personal sex story. But like I feel...
I like too that we said we weren't going to get into kinks right away. And then we
sex
just talk about sex stories.
Totally different scenario. And I also don't know how we just like transitioned into this topic like right away. But for the viewers, you're not going to be able to see this picture, but I'm going to send it to Tony.
Why don't we want to show it?
And so let me share this picture with you.
Oh God.
I know how you are about nudity, but
am I about to look at a dick?
No. You're about to look at an asshole.
Oh God, why?
Because it's part of the story. So my cousin used to... Do you not have iMessage on your tablet?
Yeah, I do. It's probably just muted because I have Do Not Disturb on.
Do not...
Oh my God!
Do not notice me in the top right. The girl's picture is blurred out, but what this guy used to do, and this is how my cousin used to go to dates.
Why am I looking at this?
I mean, you're not seeing anything. Like, it's just nudity. You watch porn. So
I don't watch people shove out cans up their assholes.
Okay, well now the viewers know. So this is like how this is like a really twisted situation. Like, not really twisted, but like scary because I thought I was going to get fired for quite a bit of time. But my cousin, the backstory of this picture is this guy likes to shove shit up his ass. and he shoved an entirely unopened Red Bull can up his ass.
I need you not to whisper like my kids are going to hear it.
And in the picture, the girl who's watching it on FaceTime, you could tell she's like really enjoying it because she's like biting her lip. And my cousin used to go and bring this out on dates. And it was a very funny thing. And so then it started being that with like my group chat with my cousins and my group chat with her and our mutual friend, that we would just like, not me actually, I've never had this on my phone, and I actually had to get it sent to me today.
I'm sure she was like, why do you want this picture?
She's very confused why I needed it like right then and there. So she would just like randomly send it. And so I work in corporate, and I was working for a startup at the time, and I had 2 monitors above me and then my Mac. And being that it was a startup, we were allowed to have like iMessage and everything on our computers, and like they didn't really monitor, like it was just, you just had your work stuff, but like you could use all the features of the Mac. So we all did. And I had my message up, and I usually had iMessage up on my computer screen, but that day I had it up on the monitors above me. And a lot of times, and I know anybody who works from home or like works corporate, or even just like gaming, if you have more than one monitor, like you can get lost with your mouse. And so what happened was she sent it, and the full picture showed up on the top right screen, 27-inch monitor.
Oh my God.
And I have HR who sits next to me.
Oh.
And then I have the CEO who sits right behind me, and the COO, and the COO, and the CEO's wife.
Oh my God.
And he would always stand, so he had a direct eye shot. I was able to like really close it really quickly, but for 5 seconds I lost my mouse. And so I thought I was about to be fired because my cousin was sending this random like guy shoving cans up his asshole, like where you can see like his taint and everything. And
it's full on grundle.
Yeah, full grundle. And so I was like fucking losing my mind. I closed my laptop, closed everything out, went downstairs because we had 2 floors at this time in the office. And I went downstairs and I sat in these like black leather chairs, and I just like sat there, and I was like, I'm getting fired. I know I'm getting fired. I sit next to HR. The CEO is behind me. I'm so getting fired. They had to have seen it. And to this day, about 10 years later, not one person has ever said anything to me, and every single one of those people who potentially could have seen it also does not work for the company anymore.
Okay, I was going to say, of course nobody said anything to you about it. That's not something you're going to bring back up again.
Because if it was going to get brought up, I thought I would have been fired.
Right.
But, like, nobody saw it, apparently. And I have, like, nightmares about this still to this day. And so what happens is now is my cousin who will go to the bar, and every once in a while we get really drunk and we're talking about stupid shit like this. And she'll be like, you guys, if she's around like a new group of people, she goes, I got to tell you this story. And she'll whip the camera out, the picture out. And because she doesn't have the original picture anymore,
it's just your face up there.
It's my face in the top right, because like there's all these inside jokes in the group chat where we just like roast each other in like with like sexual memes and just like completely just tear each other apart. And they put my face on this picture in the top right of the FaceTime picture, and it looks like I'm watching this person do it, and I've never in my life watched anyone do this. And so she didn't have the real picture. So this is like New Year's Eve-ish. Yeah, because her birthday was the end of December. And she's trying to show all these people we've never told the story to before, and she forgets that my picture's on it. So they all thought it was me.
They thought you were just FaceTime with this dude?
Yeah.
While I shoved a can up his ass.
And I was like, this is not me.
Then, now, I don't remember if you said, did you say the origin of where this originally came from?
It's her friend.
A friend of hers.
It's a friend of hers, and she screenshot it and then sent it to my cousin.
He did this on a video to her?
Yeah, so my cousin was friends with the girl who got it.
Oh, okay.
And that was her boyfriend. And
is this something they were into?
My cousin's friend and the guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
She was into watching him shove things in his asshole?
By the look of her face in the picture at the time, because she was biting her lip like...
Oh, God. I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum, but I mean... Watching your boyfriend shove things in his asshole
an
and
unopened Red Bull can.
Yeah.
I wish you had one of your monsters with you because it was literally that. It was huge, and he just. That was not the first time he's done that, apparently.
No, you don't start with a fucking Red Bull can when you're shoving things in your ass for the first time.
No. And my cousin always makes fun of it because she's like, it's a really manicured asshole. And I was like, well, so then he's not foreign to this whole situation.
Well, no.
So, yeah, it was an organically sent friend-to-friend picture. She's no longer friends with that girl. And we don't know what happened to that guy.
There's nothing organic about sending your friend a fucking screenshot of your boyfriend shoving cans in his ass.
When you're really open, like we all are, yeah, I think it is a little more organic because my cousin, our friend, and me, and then also my other group chat, which is my cousin, and me, the things that we talk about and the photos that we edit of each other, of like, we'll find like really stupid shit and then we'll like edit each other's faces on it. It'll be like one girl was like, there was a newspaper headline where a girl had fucked 300 men in a year. So I took my cousin's face and put her on her and I sent it around the group chat and I was like, see, you're a hoe and you can't deny it now. It's been in the news. But like, we'll just do stupid shit like that and just tear each other apart. And it's funny and it's entertaining, but it's probably not entertaining to anybody else. So like those screenshots and everything will never be shown. And if I ever die mysteriously, my cousin knows that she has to get to my phone and clear it. Because if anybody were to look at my screen or my phone and like read the messages, they would be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this demented dude?"
I'm terrified to know what's hidden in your camera roll.
So there's nothing really bad in my camera roll right now, but I did say earlier when I was screen sharing with you to test out Discord, I was like, "Hopefully there's no nudes on here."
And then you specify, you're like, "They're not going to be mine." Like, what collection do you have built?
Oh wait, and that's actually what started me wanting to talk about this Red Bull can because that was why I was like, "Shit, hopefully I don't have any nudes on here." And it ended up being that, like, that was actually what inspired me to talk about this story.
You ever go to show somebody a photo in your camera roll and they want to start swiping on it?
I will. So two things that I always do if I ever give my phone to anybody, and it's not out of fear of seeing things that they shouldn't see. It's just like, it's my phone, it's private. Like, if my mom texts me
right,
and it shows up, I don't need you to see what my mom is saying to me. Like, I don't need you in my business. So I will always hand somebody my phone with, like, DNDM. And I will always hand them, if they're wanting to see a picture or, like, set of pictures, I will just, like, preview it beforehand, make sure there's, like, nothing 10 before and 10 after.
Mm.
Because I just don't want... One, it's so many pictures of my dog. Like, the amount of pictures on my dog, or on my phone of my dog, are... rivaling that of like a crazy cat lady. And it's so funny because all my friends are really insane about their animals, but I just feel like because I rescued him 3 hours from euthanasia that he is just like the most special God's gift thing to me. And I'm one of those people who thinks that he's the best thing in the world and there's no other dog better than him. And
I can't believe you're saying that with Pickles in existence.
Oh, I fucking love Pickles. Which is Tony and Kristen's dog. But I am very, very much one of those people who is like insufferable about their dog. And I at one point had an Instagram for him, but I just got really lazy and didn't want to do it anymore. But yeah, I just don't have anything on my phone, but I just don't want people going through it. So yeah, I do freak out a little bit, but there was times in high school when we didn't have smartphones. It was like the flip phone that had nudes on there.
Right.
And I actually gave someone my Moto Razor, at a red one. And I let someone use that because I already got another phone. And I guess I didn't clear it. And I get a call going to work. And I was like, what? I'm going into work. Just text me. And they're like, why do you have tits on this phone? And I was like, why wouldn't I? But like, also, how are they on there?
Right.
Because I thought I cleared it. And... so that was a little weird.
You should be grateful it wasn't my taint and balls.
I don't think I've ever taken pictures of those, so that's good. But, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I've had people try to swipe on their own when I'm trying to show them something. I feel like for the most part, they leave me in control. And I don't have anything insanely wild, because like, I've been with Kristen for 8 years, married for 6, and we have 3 kids, so I don't have anything I mean, I guess those are the kind of people that could have wild shit on their phones.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think I have anything too heinous on mine except some fucked up memes and shit. And so, like, if I get into a situation where somebody wants to start scrolling through my phone, I'm like, you can scroll a little bit, but we're about 2 or 3 pictures away from things getting real weird and uncomfortable between us, and you're going to have to decide what level of friendship we're at after that.
So we're going to have to discuss some of those memes on the show then, because, like, that's the perfect opportunity to go... need to see your phone.
A lot of it ends up in the Discord that I don't know the fate of yet.
Oh, yeah, the old one?
Yeah, the old one.
Well, we're starting a new one.
Yeah, we are. We got to change it from Short Bus now that we're not a Short Bus anymore.
Oh, yeah, we've done a lot of rebranding.
Yeah, we went from Short Bus to Hell to now Great Friends, Okay People. And we're not going to go into the whole story for why that is, but...
But yeah, I mean, but the general synopsis is that we're great friends. But we're
okay
not
people.
the best people.
Not the worst.
But we're not the worst. We're not Nazis. We're not alt-righters.
We're going to be stuck in limbo for a while until whatever deity controls it decides which place we go.
Yeah, that's true.
They're going to be weighing our lives and be like, ah.
Yeah, I think a lot of, like, because I really love ancient Egyptian stuff, which I don't know if you saw, like, when I gave you guys the tour earlier, my bedroom has all ancient Egyptian, like, papyrus paintings that I've ordered from Egypt. And I think a lot about, like, with Anubis, when he weighs you against, like, your soul against, like, that of a feather.
Right.
And I'm like, I just don't know if I'd pass.
Like, I hope that feather came from a particularly crazy. Fat chicken.
Right. Like, I don't think I've ever done anything, like, insane, but I'm also, like, not the best person. I'm not going out of my way to feed a homeless person. But at the same time, I'm also not going to fucking film it because I think it's wild that influencers do that.
I had a homeless guy shake me down for some Subway.
Shook you down?
But he didn't like grab me and violently shake me down, but he stopped me because he was yelling at everybody that kind of walked by him, and I was in downtown Akron, and he was like, "Hey man, you got any money?" And I said, "Oh, sorry, I don't have any cash on me," which I think was true at the time. I was like, "But if I have anything extra, I can run to the ATM and pull it out and give it to you." And he's like, "Cool." And I was like, "I'm gonna go way around and never see this guy again." And he watched me walk into Subway because I think I was getting breakfast or something. And he followed me in. He's like, "Hey, man, I know you don't have any cash on you, but could you buy me a sandwich with your card?" I'm like, this fucking homeless guy knows how this thing works.
Okay, so I actually have a story of the same thing. And it just kind of goes to show, like, how, like, you know, I'm only an okay person. Is I was at SantaCon 7 years ago in Cincinnati. Shout out Cincinnati. Favorite city. And I was with my friend Emma. Shout out Emma. Queen of the duck face. And we were just bar hopping like everybody else was. There was thousands and thousands of people there at SantaCon. And a bar had there was this one homeless dude outside. And he was asking people for food. So I went to go try and get him food. I'm not telling this for the internet. But I went to go try and get him food, and they're like, "No, we're closing. The kitchen's closed." So I went and told the guy. I was like, "The kitchen's closed." He's like, "Well, can you give me anything?" I was like, "How about I help you get a job?" And I was like, "Here's my resume. Go create your resume off that." And I was so drunk that I just was like, "Here's my resume. This will help you."
With all your information where you can find you and shake you and just take over your life.
I was like, "Here's my resume. You can copy your resume off of mine, and then you can go get a job." And, like, I thought, like, in the moment, like, I was so fucked up that because we were and for context, him and I had been talking for a little bit, and he was like, "I need help finding a job, blah blah," and I was like, "I can help you," but I was like, "Here's my resume," and just walked away. I woke up the next morning and I was like, "Fuck," because now he has all my shit. And two, I was like, "Who thinks that that's a good idea?" And, like, I feel like a terrible person for it, but I'm, you know, again, I'm just an okay person.
You know what's super helpful when you're homeless and starving is somebody's job history and their skills. Be like, "I know you're looking for food, buddy, and I'm sorry I can't give you that, but what I can do is show you this paper that tells you how awesome I am."
In my drunken moments, that was a great idea, and I thought I was being helpful, and then, like, I look back at it now, and it's like one of those things where you wake up at 3 a.m. and you're like, fuck, I really, really hope that that's not remembered by that person. It happens to me all the time. I've done so much stupid shit.
I did buy that homeless guy Subway. I mean, like, you.
So you're a better person than me.
Like, you caught me. I'm not gonna fucking argue in the line at Subway. I guess I buy you a sandwich.
You didn't buy him a tuna one, did you?
No, unfortunately, I think it was breakfast, so they weren't doing their full lunch money. I don't think.
No, that's fortunate. Because
tuna's fine. Tuna and buffalo chicken are just fine.
The worst sandwiches that you can get at Subway. At one point, Subway was being sued because their tuna wasn't real.
I don't care. It's like Taco Bell's taco meat's not meat. But
it's not true.
It's plant-based something or other.
No, it's not.
It's not meat.
They used to say it was horse meat.
Horse meat?
Yeah, and actually, back to Cincinnati, years ago, I think it's 2009, 2010, 2011 maybe, but Taco Bell got sued because they were giving low-grade meat. And one of the locations in this class action lawsuit was the one right by my campus. And I'm pretty sure the one that was owned, the people who owned that one by my campus are the people who were that family from that football family that rescued the guy who was special needs or something, the longest yard.
Oh, yeah.
They own a bunch of Taco Bells, and they have 3 or 4 in Cincinnati for some reason. And the one that was in this class action lawsuit was one of the first ones that they had in Cincinnati. And now, because of the class action lawsuit, they have to use USDA grade A meat.
I guess if you're going to feed horse meat to any group of people, it probably should be college students or just great food for a cheap taco.
Right. But now Taco Bell has to make the food as you order it. And I don't think I've ever had a bad meal, anything bad from Taco. I'm not one of those people who get sick from eating Taco Bell.
I wonder if horse meat taco meat is good. I mean, it sure doesn't compare to ground hamburger meat.
Fucking ground beef. Please. I need people to weigh in on this and tell me, do they call it ground hamburger or call it ground beef?
So,
if you check the label, I'm pretty sure I have ground beef in there. Open up that freezer.
I'm sure it says ground beef. I'm pretty sure that's what the logs say. But I call it ground hamburger meat.
Why?
Because that's what it is.
It's beef.
Yeah, hamburger meat.
But it's not a hamburger.
But it probably could be. I mean,
you could
patty
make
it up.
Yeah, but it's not pattied.
But if you patty it, maybe each little individual cluster of meat is a little hamburger.
Okay, now that's a reach.
It's ground hamburger meat.
That is a fucking
I don't
reach.
make the rules. I'm just here to preach.
If I ever heard one.
Preach the fucking gospel. That's what I'm here to do.
That's never mind. I'm not even going to get political. I was going to say something that was...
No, we're trying to avoid getting political and talking about kinks in the first episode.
I'm more leaning towards kinks now at this point. But there was a story you wanted to talk about, wasn't there?
Yeah, so we do have a story outside of our own experiences. I think what we'll end up doing for these episodes is we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves and our personal experiences. We want to kind of keep up on relevant things as they happen because the world is dumb and full of dumb people. And I know for a good long while, Elon Musk was a great conversation piece. But he's kind of slowed down because I think he's running out of dumb things to do. Every once in a while, though, he'll come up with something. But I did come with a story today that I wanted to talk about, and it kind of pairs nicely with your story. And you're reading it now for the first time, it looks like.
Yeah. The headline is, Man in Kilt allegedly put antiques up his butt, then back on store shelves.
Yes.
That store had to have stunk.
So this article was actually a few days ago as of recording. Today's the 25th, so 5 days ago this article was written. And he went in to this antique store knowing damn well he was shoving things up his butt because he wore a kilt. There's no other reason he would have worn a kilt other than that. I mean, if you like kilts, if you like to dress like an Irishman, fine, but he knew he was going in to shove things.
It's kind of like those ladies who back in the day, there was videos of them shoving stuff up their dresses and then clenching their legs and walking out.
Yeah.
But he wasn't stealing it.
I was going to say, but he wasn't stealing. He was just causing acts of terrorism. What this was.
And this is in Texas?
Yeah.
Why is it always Texas and Florida?
I'm telling you, we just need to find the nice fine line where we can just saw off the bottom half and let them float off into the ocean.
If Texas is always constantly, I think it's almost every election year since Obama became president, a couple times every term, they bring up this idea of wanting to secede, and I'm like, just let them do it and then run away with Florida.
Right.
Because
if anyone's in a position to secede, it would probably be California. They've got a hella good economy.
They could survive on their own.
Oh, they absolutely could. But they're not trying to. They're like, no, we're part of the union. We're
because
here.
They recognize that the Civil War happened and the winning part was with them. And that's not accurate, the way that I just said that sentence, but you get my drift. I need to read the rest of the surveillance camera.
I was going to say, well, we can talk about it so people are...
Grabbing utensils?
So the article says, a Texas man is under arrest for allegedly committing bizarre actions at an antique store. Harris County Constable Mark Herman said that his office received a call on February 8th after a man dressed in a kilt walked into the Antique Gallery of Houston and started putting items up his butt. Surveillance camera footage showed the man grabbing utensils off the shelf and placing them under his kilt. He then returned the items to the shelf. The man spent several hours in the store with a female companion doing the same thing with other items, including an antique bottle opener, a tobacco can, and a makeup brush. They did not purchase anything before they left. I feel like it's very obvious that they didn't purchase anything before they left because they were not there to the thrift shop.
I'm very confused. I need to Google this. What does an antique bottle opener look like? Because if it's one of those, corkscrews.
Oh, God, that can't be pleasant for anything. Although if we still had contact with your cousin's friend, we could find out.
Right. Oh, so, I'm thinking, okay, so an antique bottle opener, there's two kinds. The ones at the bar where it's just, it opens the cap. And then there's the kind where... it looks kind of like a shark.
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking more of a wine opener.
I was going to say, whatever you do, if you're going to send me pictures or whatever, I need you to spam me with a lot of messages, because now if I go back to our text exchange, it's going to be that dude's asshole.
All you got to do is long press. I already deleted it. You long press and press more and then delete it.
But then I got to go back and look at it one more time.
I'll do it for you after this.
And obviously, I chose not to do therapy because we started a podcast instead.
Right. It's just this is literally our daily life, anyways. Is just talking shit. But I'm really confused. So the bottle opener, not a wine opener, which is what I was fucking thinking of. Tobacco cans, a thing of Zin, and then a makeup brush.
I'm
wondering, trying to do?
I'm wondering though if she was also shoving things up her ass too, or if she was doing it in her vagina. Not that there's really a whole big difference when you have strangers in their dirty sex holes.
In her pit of despair.
Her pit of despair.
Hasn't showered in.
You think somebody picked up one of these items and goes, "Why does it smell like a lesbian bar in here?"
It smells like leather and tobacco.
I had a dude say that one day when I worked at my last restaurant job, and I'd have to open a can of tuna whenever we ran out on the salad bar. And I opened the can of tuna, and he goes, "Why does it smell like a lesbian bar in here?" And now I try to use that as frequently as I can.
Oh my god, that reminds me of the last episode of South Park I saw where the teacher transitions to a woman and then goes to a women's bar, but he doesn't realize he / she, because he transitioned, doesn't realize that it's a lesbian bar, but it's all lesbians, and then a lesbian approaches them and they end up going back to their house and scissoring, and quite literally scissoring. And then they were like, "Is this how they all have sex?" And it was a whole thing. But you saying it smells like a lesbian bar is what that reminds me of, because it just was like... And I also don't understand how you don't watch South Park with the way that you talk about things.
Their fucking voices drive me insane. It's honestly what I can't get past.
Dude, the content on those shows. I'm really having a hard time to get past this. Why specifically a makeup brush?
I think it was just whatever they found that was kind of phallic in shape that they could show up there.
A tobacco can is not phallic.
I don't know. I didn't make up the rules. I'm just telling you what the article says.
But there's also a link to click for return the items to the shelf.
Yeah.
And I click it and it won't let me open it because it wants me to go to Facebook.
But
the gallery manager, Susan Golden, says she had to watch it a couple of times to be sure she knew what she was looking at.
I like that too, because she was like, "No, surely they're not doing it." And then she watched it again and goes, "No, they're doing it."
And then I guess he realized he liked it because he went and did it 2 days later in another store.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the gallery manager. I was like, well, obviously they must have liked it to some degree if they kept watching it again.
And his name is Mitchell Vest. He was taken into custody and charged with one count of criminal mischief. Wouldn't it have been more than one if he did it multiple times?
He looks like the kind of guy that shoves things up his butt.
His mugshot is just like...
We'll put it up too. People will see that.
Like, what?
I don't know. The girl didn't get anything. The woman he was with doesn't sound like she got anything.
So maybe she didn't do anything.
He got taken into custody.
Oh, wait, doing the same thing with other items.
Is it okay because her asshole is more desirable since she's a woman?
You know,
I'm tired of women having more rights than us.
Don't do it. Don't do it. This is not the Joe Rogan show.
This is not the show. I thought I was Andrew Tate. You keep telling me.
Oh, yeah.
And you keep telling me you're going to get me a MAGA hat.
You can get a seat on the Supreme Court.
Tired of women just sitting there looking pretty, just getting free drinks all the time. And then they complain. They complain if you slip anything in it, like they're not grateful for the extra stuff for free.
All right. Well, anyways, we're looking for a new co-host. So if you know anybody,
oh fuck,
just let me know because I'm taking applications. Show's over before it even starts.
We're not gonna talk about kinks. We don't get canceled in the first episode. We're not talking about women being ungrateful for roofies.
Oh God. Oh, kill me now.
Just saying, Bill Cosby spent good money on those pills.
I don't even know what to say.
I think I've just established what role I'm bringing to this podcast.
I don't even know what to say. Fucking Bill Cosby with his fudge pops.
You think he offered them fudge pops in that little voice he does in the Cosby Show?
Yeah, I wanted to try and do it, but I know I'm not good at it.
I know, I just thought about trying to do it, and I'm like, I guarantee that's the one accent I'm not going to be able to pull off.
I can't do accents at all. It's funny because when I mimic, when I mock my parents or anybody in my family, like my direct household growing up, even to this day, going on, I think, what is my age, 32? Yeah, 32. And I'll go mimic them, and my dad will be like, "That's not what I sound like," and then I'll go mimic somebody else, and he goes, "That's weird. They sounded just like me." And so I'm just terrible at any impressions whatsoever.
I didn't have to be good at impressions or accents because I come from a long line of colonizers, probably, so we didn't really care about the history or culture.
My God.
It was funny because when we pulled it, this is the first time being at your house. Me and my family haven't been here before, and so today's the first day we showed up here. And Kristen is looking at your yard, and she's like, "It's got such a nice yard." I'm like, "Be careful, your colonizer's showing." That's how it starts. You admire their land, and then you're fucking taking it.
I mean, you guys are welcome whenever. Did you like the house?
Yeah, it was a lovely house.
Lovely. What a weird word.
I'm glad there's space for me to move in when I eventually get kicked out by Kristen.
Yeah, so you got your own little doors on the other side of these cameras, too. You can close yourself off.
Lots of places to jerk off.
Jesus Christ. And it doesn't sound like I can hear anything upstairs, so at least you'll have some privacy.
I did hear some Ollie. That was a weird
I just heard a little whine.
We should probably wrap up anyway, because I think Kristen's going to get antsy if she don't get to Kintaro.
I want fucking sushi.
You know what I get to have? She's like, you can make dinner for you and Kate and the kids in a crock pot. It was like chicken and chicken, potatoes, and cheese or something like that. It was something that's good, but
it's not going to be terrible.
But you're going to sushi. Why would I just get normal crock pot food?
Is there any leftover Chinese?
I ate it this morning.
Oh, Chinese for breakfast is actually rivaling Chinese or pizza for breakfast. For sure.
Now you're going to start thinking about food. Fuck. You're going to be in a spiral till you go get some.
Yep.
So those donuts aren't going to hold you over?
No, that one donut was really good, though. It was the maple one again. I can't get enough. I cannot get enough.
So I would say that people can join our socials, but I don't know if we can repurpose the socials like I could the Facebook group. Because of the Facebook group, I was able to change the name and the picture.
Did we create the TikTok yet?
We have a short bus TikTok. I don't know if we can change what the handle is. I know we can change the name, the display name, but I don't know if we can change the handle. So I may have to go on and just do that. But I guess I can make all those up real quick.
Yeah, as you can see, we're really prepared.
Yeah, we're super prepared.
But we're aiming to be on TikTok and Discord.
I would say look up great people or great friends, okay people, but I don't know if any of those are going to be taken. So when I was trying to make the Twitter for Short Bus, what it was originally going to be,
X.
Yeah, X, my bad. I had to get real creative, like I was trying to create a character on Elder Scrolls Online. It was like trying all these combos.
When we were creating our Elder Scrolls accounts the other day, or a few weeks ago, that was the most terrible. What was yours?
I don't even fucking remember.
Sir Shrekington.
Sir Shrekington, yeah.
Sir Shrekington.
Because I made him and it looked like Human Shrek.
Yes, he did. But like, it's why I don't understand Elder Scrolls, why you guys have to make it so hard to just fucking choose a character name. But I always go with Zarvus, and I couldn't do that. I don't remember what I chose. But yeah, we're gonna aim to be on TikTok.
We are on Facebook right now. You can look up the Great Friends Okay People podcast, I think is what it is. It'll be a cartoon picture of us, is what the icon comes up as, and you can just join us on Facebook for now, and then I'll go home and create all of these socials since I'm going to have 5 kids to watch when I get home. Nothing but time.
Oh, we're not going to play DOS 2?
Oh, we're going to play DOS 2.
Good.
Eventually. I'll fall asleep at 8 o'clock.
Well, I'm going to look at another dog after this.
You're going to go to the mall?
Yeah, because a dog, for the listeners, there's this dog. I'm a German Shepherd aficionado, and I have one. He is amazing. He's 8 now. Yeah, he'll be 9 this year. And there's another one. There's a female German Shepherd at one of those like really fucking terrible pet store places, and it's in the mall. And this mall has been complained about, or the store in the mall has been complained about. They treat their animals terribly. And for some reason, there is a full-grown female German Shepherd that has been there for months. And it's like not a place that you just dump your animals. Like nobody even knows how it got there. But it's up for sale, and it's only for $79. Which is wild to me because it's a German Shepherd. And it's full-bred, or it looks like it's purebred. That doesn't matter to me. But the fact that it's a German Shepherd is, and it's an adult female in a pet store is extremely rare. So I'm going to go look and see if I can rescue her.
Alright, so you go look at the dog that somebody has force bred into this world.
Right.
And I'm going to go look after some kids that somebody else has force bred into this world.
Right.
And then we'll reconvene on video games.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright. I was trying to think of a sign-off for this show.
You know, I'm not even 100% sure that we even need one. Just follow us.
I had one, actually. One came to mind just now.
What?
So it's going to be different from episode to episode. Because we wanted to embody that we're not terrible people, but there are terrible people in the world. So each episode could end with something like, we may not be great people, but at least we're not shoving antiquities up our asshole for other people to buy. And it'll be something based on the episode. That.
Yeah, we're not great people. We are good friends, though.
Indeed. And you're all friends or hostages to us now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the more that you listen, the more that you're going to want to be friends with us. I promise you.
I don't know if that's how that works.
I promise you.
All right, well, thank you for checking us out. Spread the word, spread the episode. Hopefully we can grow this thing into a wildfire that will not get us put on an FBI watch list. But, you know, if it happens, it happens. And at least somebody else will be paying attention to us then.
Yeah, I'll get some kind of attention.
Thanks for checking us out, guys. Stay safe. Have a good one.